there, space explorers. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what's out there?
Way up high, farther than any airplane can fly, there's something amazing. It's the International Space Station, or ISS for short. It's like a giant spaceship that orbits Earth. Can you imagine living in space?
The ISS is super high up. It's about 250 miles above us, which is like stacking 200 school buses on top of each other.
And guess what? It travels incredibly fast. It goes around Earth at 17,500 miles per hour. That means it could zoom around the entire planet in just 90 minutes. Wow! But the ISS isn't just any spaceship. It's like a giant floating home and science lab all rolled into one. Astronauts from all over the world live and work there, doing all sorts of cool experiments and learning about space. It has all the things you need to live, like bedrooms, a bathroom, a kitchen, and even a gym. The ISS is really, really big. It's about the size of a football field. Can you picture running all the way from one end to the other? Astronauts get to float around inside because there's no gravity to hold them down. Imagine how much fun that would be.
Hey again, space cadets! Did you know that the International Space Station is like a giant team project in space? It wasn't built by just one country. Many countries work together to make it happen.
Can you guess which countries helped build this amazing space station? The United States, Russia, Japan, Canada, and several European countries all pitched in. It's like a big happy family up there in space. Astronauts from all these different countries live and work together on the ISS. They speak different languages, eat different foods, and have different customs, but they all share a love for space exploration. Imagine living with your friends from school, but instead of being in a house, you're floating in space. Astronauts on the ISS have to be super good at sharing and working together. They rely on each other to stay safe and get things done.
Just like a team here on Earth, the astronauts on the ISS have to communicate well and cooperate to achieve their goals.
They work together to conduct science experiments, maintain the space station, and even just to cook meals and keep their home clean.
It's amazing to think that even though these astronauts come from different parts of the world, they can all come together and work towards a common goal.
It's a testament to the power of teamwork and international collaboration.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to live in space? Imagine floating around in a place where there's no gravity, where every movement feels like you're swimming through the air. It's a completely different world up there.
Astronauts on the ISS have a pretty amazing but different routine from ours. Their day starts with a wake-up call from Mission Control, and from that moment on, every minute is planned out. They have to follow a strict schedule to make sure they get everything done.
Their day is packed with work, experiments, and even some fun activities. They conduct scientific experiments that can't be done on Earth, and they also have to maintain the space station. But it's not all work and no play. They get some time to relax and have fun too.
Astronauts wake up in their special sleeping bags that are strapped to the wall so they don't drift around while they sleep. These sleeping bags are designed to keep them comfortable and secure in the microgravity environment.
Can you imagine waking up and seeing Earth outside your window? The view is breathtaking, with the blue planet below and the vastness of space all around. It's a sight that never gets old for the astronauts.
After they wake up, they have to get ready, which includes brushing their teeth and washing up, just like us. But doing these simple tasks in space can be quite challenging.
But can you guess how they wash up with no gravity to keep the water down? They have to be very careful with water because it floats around in little droplets. They use washcloths and special no-rinse soaps to stay clean.
They use special soaps and shampoos that don't need to be rinsed off. These products are designed to work without water, which is a precious resource on the space station. This way, they can stay clean and fresh without wasting any water.
And what about meals? Eating in space is another unique experience. Astronauts eat specially prepared meals that are vacuum sealed and can be rehydrated with water. They have a variety of foods to choose from, but everything has to be easy to eat in microgravity.
Exercise is also a crucial part of their daily routine. Without gravity, muscles and bones can weaken, so astronauts spend about 2 hours each day working out. They use treadmills, stationary bikes, and resistance bands to stay fit and healthy.
Staying connected with loved ones is important too. Astronauts have regular video calls with their families and friends, and they also communicate with mission control to stay updated on their tasks and any new developments.
Sometimes astronauts have to go outside the space station for spacewalks. These are some of the most challenging and exciting parts of their job. They wear special suits to protect them from the harsh environment of space and work on repairs or upgrades to the station.
In their free time, astronauts can relax by watching movies, reading books, or playing games. They even have a small library and a collection of movies to choose from. It's important for them to unwind and have some fun after a long day of work.
As the day comes to an end, astronauts prepare for sleep. They follow a routine to help them wind down and get a good night's rest. Even in space, a good night's sleep is essential for staying healthy and alert.
So that's a day in the life of an astronaut. It's a unique and challenging experience, but also incredibly rewarding. The view of Earth from space is a constant reminder of why they do what they do.
After getting ready, astronauts have a delicious breakfast. They start their day with a meal that is carefully planned and prepared to ensure they get all the necessary nutrients. Breakfast in space can include a variety of foods, from scrambled eggs to granola bars, all specially designed to be consumed in a zero-gravity environment. Now, eating in space is a little different. The lack of gravity means that food doesn't stay on your plate or in your bowl. Instead, it floats around, which can make mealtime quite an adventure. They have specially packaged food that is designed to be easy to eat in space. These packages are often vacuum sealed to keep the food fresh and to prevent it from floating away. The packaging is crucial because it ensures that the food won't float away in zero gravity. This is important not just for convenience, but also for safety, as floating food particles could interfere with the equipment on the ISS. Some of it comes in pouches, and some is dehydrated. Dehydrated food is lightweight and has a long shelf life, making it ideal for space travel. To eat dehydrated food, astronauts need to add water to it before eating. This rehydration process is simple but essential as it makes the food edible and more palatable. Imagine eating your cereal and the milk blobs just float around. This can make a simple task like having breakfast quite challenging. The milk blobs float around, and astronauts have to be very careful to catch them before they drift away. It's a unique experience that requires a lot of patience and skill. That's what it's like to eat in space. Every meal is an exercise in precision and control, turning everyday activities into extraordinary experiences. And when it's bedtime, astronauts zip themselves into their sleeping bags. These sleeping bags are specially designed to keep them secure and comfortable in a weightless environment. The sleeping bags are attached to the walls to prevent them from floating around. This setup ensures that astronauts don't bump into each other or any equipment while they sleep. This keeps them from bumping into each other as they sleep. The sleeping quarters are designed to provide a sense of privacy and comfort, even in the confined space of the ISS. They have to wear earplugs and eye masks too. The earplugs help block out the constant hum of the station's machinery, and the eye masks are essential because the sun rises and sets every 90 minutes as the ISS orbits Earth. Because the sun rises and sets every 90 minutes as the ISS orbits Earth, it can be challenging to maintain a regular sleep schedule. The eye masks help astronauts get the rest they need by blocking out the frequent changes in light.
Exercising in zero gravity.
Living in space might sound like fun, but it's also important for astronauts to stay fit and healthy. Since there's no gravity, their muscles and bones don't have to work as hard, so they need to exercise every day.
They have special exercise machines on the ISS that help them stay strong. They even get to run on a treadmill, but they have to wear a harness that straps them down so they don't float away.
Can you imagine running in place and going nowhere? That's what it's like to run on a treadmill in space. Space science is super cool! Hey there, future astronauts! Did you know that the International Space Station isn't just a giant floating home? It's also a giant science lab! Astronauts on the ISS get to do all sorts of cool experiments that we can't do here on Earth. They study everything from how fire behaves in space to how our bodies change without gravity. It's like being a scientist in a floating laboratory whizzing around the Earth.
One of the coolest things astronauts are learning about is how to grow plants in space. Imagine having a garden in space. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Since there's no gravity, the plants don't know which way to grow their roots or leaves.
Astronauts are experimenting with different ways to help plants grow in this strange environment, like using special lights and watering systems.
This is super important if we ever want to travel to Mars or beyond because we'll need to grow our food along the way.
Section 3. The human body in space.
Another super important thing scientists are studying on the ISS is how the human body changes in space. Without gravity pulling on their bodies, astronauts experience some pretty strange things.
For example, did you know that astronauts get taller in space? That's because the discs in their spine aren't compressed by gravity. But don't worry, they shrink back down to their normal height when they return to Earth.
Scientists are studying all these changes to make sure astronauts stay healthy and strong on long missions. Section 4, helping us back on Earth. All these cool experiments astronauts are doing on the ISS aren't just for fun. They're helping us learn so much about space and even about our own planet. The discoveries made on the ISS can lead to new technologies and medicines that benefit everyone. Who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one conducting experiments in space.
Section 1. Spacewalks, walking in space.
Hey there, space adventurers. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go for a walk in space? Astronauts on the International Space Station get to do just that. It's called a spacewalk, and it's one of the coolest parts of being an astronaut.
Imagine floating outside of the space station with the entire Earth below you. During a spacewalk, astronauts get to work on the outside of the ISS, fixing things, adding new parts, and even doing science experiments.
It's like being a space mechanic and explorer all rolled into one. Section 2, suited up for spacewalks. But before astronauts can go on a spacewalk, they have to suit up in their special spacesuits. These suits are like mini spaceships themselves. They provide oxygen, protect astronauts from the extreme temperatures in space, and even have a built-in bathroom. Putting on a spacesuit is no easy feat. It takes about 4 hours for astronauts to get ready for a spacewalk with the help of their crewmates. They have to put on layer after layer of special clothing and equipment, and then check everything very carefully to make sure it's working properly. Safety first, always. Section 3, fixing the space station. Once they're all suited up, astronauts can float out of the space station through a special airlock. It's like a door between the inside and the vacuum of space. And then, they get to work.
Astronauts use special tools designed for working in space, where there's no gravity to hold things down. Imagine trying to tighten a bolt when your wrench keeps floating away.
Spacewalks can last for several hours, and astronauts have to be very careful and focused the whole time. Section 4, the importance of spacewalks. Spacewalks are not only super exciting, but they're also really important for keeping the International Space Station running smoothly.
Without astronauts going on spacewalks, we wouldn't be able to do all the amazing science experiments or learn as much about space as we do.
So next time you see a picture of an astronaut on a spacewalk, remember all the hard work and bravery that goes into it. And who knows, maybe one day you'll get to go on a spacewalk yourself. Hey there, space pioneers! The International Space Station isn't just about learning cool things about space right now, it's also helping us prepare for even bigger adventures in the future. Think about it. What if we wanted to go on even longer journeys, like a trip to the moon or even Mars? We need to learn how to live and work in space for a really long time, and the ISS is the perfect place to practice. It's like a stepping stone to the stars, helping us figure out how to travel farther and explore more of our incredible universe. Section 2, future space explorers needed?
All the amazing discoveries and knowledge we gain from the ISS are helping us develop new technologies and spacecraft that will one day take us to distant planets.
Imagine spaceships that can travel even faster than ever before, or special suits that allow us to walk on the surface of Mars.
We're going to need lots of smart and adventurous people to design, build, and fly those future spaceships, and that could be you.
Maybe you'll be the one who invents a new type of rocket fuel or discovers a new planet. The possibilities are endless. Just think, humans have only explored a tiny, tiny part of space. There are so many mysteries out there waiting to be solved, and so many incredible things to discover. Maybe we'll find evidence of life on other planets or uncover the secrets of black holes. And who knows, maybe one day we'll even travel to other star systems, light years away from Earth.
So keep looking up at the stars, space explorers, and never stop dreaming big. The future of space exploration is in your hands, and I can't wait to see what amazing things you'll achieve.
Maybe one day, You'll even get to visit the International Space Station yourself. Remember, every astronaut, scientist, and engineer who made the ISS possible started with a dream, just like you. So keep learning, keep exploring, and who knows where your love for space will take you.
Wow, we've learned so much about the International Space Station today. It's such a cool place, don't you think?
Before we go, let's talk about some fun facts about the ISS. Did you know that the ISS orbits Earth 16 times every single day? That means astronauts on board get to see 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets.
Can you imagine going to sleep and waking up to a sunrise 16 times in a 24-hour period? That's a lot of sunrises.
And because the ISS is moving so fast, it's like traveling around the entire world every 90 minutes. That's way faster than any airplane. Well, space explorers, we've reached the end of our journey to the International Space Station today. It's been an incredible adventure, hasn't it? From the moment we launched into space to the time we spent floating in zero gravity, every second has been filled with wonder and excitement. We've seen how astronauts live and work on the ISS, and we've learned about the amazing science experiments they conduct up there. But remember, this is just the beginning of our exploration. But don't let the adventure stop here. The universe is vast and full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. There are countless stars, planets, and galaxies out there, each with its own secrets and stories. The more we explore, the more we realize how much there is still to learn. So keep that sense of curiosity alive and never stop asking questions. There's so much more to learn about space, from the planets in our solar system to the distant galaxies far, far away. Imagine discovering new planets that could potentially support life, or finding out more about the black holes that fascinate scientists. The possibilities are endless, and each discovery brings us one step closer to understanding the universe and our place in it. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and never stop dreaming big. Whether you're looking through a telescope in your backyard or studying astronomy in school, every bit of knowledge you gain brings you closer to the stars. And who knows? Maybe one day you'll be the one making groundbreaking discoveries that change the way we see the universe. You never know. Maybe one day you'll be the one living and working in space, making incredible discoveries that change the world. Imagine conducting experiments in zero gravity or even walking on the surface of another planet. The future of space exploration is bright, and it's up to the next generation of explorers to continue the journey. Remember to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome adventures. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on all our latest videos and join a community of fellow space enthusiasts. Together, we can share our passion for space and inspire each other to keep exploring. And be sure to share this video with your friends so they can learn about the ISS too. The more people who know about the wonders of space, the more we can all appreciate the incredible achievements of space exploration. Sharing knowledge and inspiring others is a big part of what makes the space community so special. Until next time, keep reaching for the stars! The universe is full of endless possibilities, and with each step we take, we get closer to uncovering its mysteries. So stay curious, stay passionate, and never stop exploring. The stars are waiting for you.